Good morning. Last class we discussed about web table methods we discussed, test object methods we discussed. What are the test object methods we discussed in the last class? We discussed about the activate, click is the method, close, select. Using select method, how to work on web radio group, list box item, how to select, using index, using value, then capture bitmap, one of the important method. Using this method, we can capture snapshot of the application during runtime. Set type methods. Set method we can use to perform the operation on checkbox, win radio button, and edit box. Whereas set method will override the existing value, where we can go for the type method if you are not interested to override the existing value. So using type method, we can perform the key-based operations. Okay. So it will not override. Generally, date fields, mobile number, edit boxes, those are developed in ActiveX controls. Such a components you want to operate, we have to go for the type method. So those are things we discussed. Where the next one method here, exist is the method is there. What is the use of this exist method? In this method, we can check specified application object available or not on screen. Suppose flight reservation window available or not. Flight reservation window available or not. Maybe. Or in the flight reservation application, OK button is available or not, or cancel button is available or not, delete order button is available or not. You want to check. We can go for the exist method. The syntax for that, object class of object name dot exist, time in seconds. So time in seconds, that is an optional parameter which you have in the exist method. Let us see that I want to check that flight reservation window available or not. Flight reservation window available. First I need to add this object information to the object repository. Open object repository. Select object only. Click on OK. Window flight reservation dot exist. X equal. I am not given timeout parameter here. I just written here x equal to window flight reservation dot exist. Now x value I want to see. I can use output function message box of x. Now when I run it, what is the value given? True. Because flight reservation available. Now flight reservation window not available. If you run, it will wait by default 20 seconds of time. When timeout parameter is not given, after 20 seconds still application not available, then return the false state. Now I am not interested with that much time. Then you can give the timeout parameter here. If I give only 2 seconds, if I run my script, within 2 seconds it will return the false for us. Like this. That is the important timeout parameter. There is the exist method. Now next method here, get items count. What is the purpose of this one means to find a number of items available in a list box. So syntax a variable equal to object class of object name dot get items count. Get items count. Now here I want to go for one scenario here like this. I want to create the script to verify number of items available in a list box. Write script to check number of items in fly from list box. Whereas customer expectation 8 items. 8 are available and I want to check. How we can write the script for that? You take new test. Add that object information to the object repository, which object validation purpose you want to write the script. Open object repository, add this fly from information to the object repository. Now if I go for n equal to window of fly reservation dot win combo box fly from dot get items count. Then if n value equal to what is the expected 8. If it is 8, I want to say test is pass. That status I want to pass into the test result window. We can go for reported dot report event MIC pass items count validation expected number of items are available, else not available, condition false. Then I want to say that reported dot report event MIC fail, step name same, items count validation, details actual number of items are ampersand n. So I am writing the script here first to find number of items available in the list box, but it won't return the status to you. To read the value number of items available in a list box, then I am using my conditional statement to check how many values are there. Is it matching with my expected value or not? If n value matches 8, say that test pass. Else say test is failed. Now if I run it, test result window. This is the way how we can use the report event method, saying that failed. Why it is failed? Analyze the result. A view menu, expand on items count validation. So actual number of items are 10, like this. The next one here I have the get item is. What is the purpose? In this method, we can read list box items based on index. Based on index, you want to read the list box items. What is the syntax here? Variable equal to object class of object name dot get item of index. If I go for generally list box, index starts with list box items index starts with 0 or 1. 0 it is. So index starts with 0. Now see that I want to read first item in this list box. How we can go for that? So x equal to a window fly reservation dot a win combo box fly from dot get item of index you have to give 0. Then message box of x. Now see that if I run it. The first item we got or not here. Then the first item. So generally list box items index starts with 0. Now this is the case here. I go for web application here. I go to register. Here also I have the list box or not. Here, I want to read the first item. What is the first item here you observe? What is the first item? Albania is there. I want to read this value. How we can go for that? To read first item in country web list. First add that object information object repository. Country information I'm going to add into the object repository. So A equal to browser of browser name dot page of page web list country dot. What is the method? Get item you have to use. But when I go for the web list, one you have to use index. Here get item method will support only one, not zero for the web-based application list box. If I go for message box of A. Now here I want exit from here only. Control F5 you can use. That statement only going to execute. Okay. Remember here. Okay. Now my intention, I want to read how many values are there in the fly from list box. All the values I want to print. How many items are there in the fly from list box? No? How many values are there? No? Just now we seen no? Number of items valid estimated. You shown the result. Number of items in the fly from list box. 10 items. Just now we seen no? We verified one script. So this is the example. Just now we discussed it. No? Previous example. Ten items are there. Now I want to get all the 10 items I want to print. I go for like this. Print. Okay. Now first item to go on to read. Second item I want to read. What I can do here? Again I can write here. I can give one here. So like this. Last item. What is going to be? Index 9 it is. Okay. That means here you observe that these two statements. How many times I need to write? 10 times I need to write. Okay. Instead of writing 10 times, can I use for loop? For loop I can use or not? For press down arrow, you will get the script into the loop. I equal to, so here 0 to 9. 0 to 9 I am saying. So here, instead of giving the 0, what I should give? I. So no need to write 10 times here, these two statements. Like this. So here why 9 means? Any reason? Because number of items available to base we are given the loop. So 9 we are taking number of items minus 1. So number of items minus 1. That means if we have the n number of items minus 1. Today you know that number of items 10. You may not know that one when you are going to execute other application. QTP has to find it number of items available. Window of flight reservation dot. Win combo box fly from dot get items count. Like this. First we are going to write a script to find number of items availability. Based on that we are saying how many iterations this get item method has to execute. Okay. If I run it, like this. We're going to get all the values here. The next one is get content. So without using index, you want to read all the values from the list box. We can go for the get content we can use. How we can go for that? This time, X. Get content. Message box of X I'm going to see. Like this. Now during practicing, the scripts are available. Don't see that in the notes here. So because due to alignment of the script here, you may not understand properly. Now what you have to do, you take this one, copy here, you paste in QTP so that you can understand it is script easily. But if you run it won't execute. Why? Objects are not there in the object repository. You can understand the logic. And also, even though you added, I may going to change the object logical names for easy to write in the notes. Okay. It is flight reservation, it should be. So once you add it in the object repository, either you need to change the name in the object repository or you have to change in the script. Okay. So if you copy paste it in the QTP, it makes easy to understand the script. Okay. Like that you have to practice. Let us get content. Next thing, get visible text. What is the use of this one, get visible text? In this method, we can read text field content from AUT. We can read text field content from AUT application under test. Syntax a variable equal to object class of object name dot get visible text. Suppose I have edit box. I want to read the value from the edit box. We can go for get visible text. Okay. Let us see more here. If I open some record here, fifth R number record. Some name is displayed here. Some values are here available. Arrival time like this. If it's values you want to read, we can go for the get visible text. Now suppose my intention I want to get the flight number I want to read. Flight number I want to read. Then how we can write? So add this object information to the object repository first. Flight number edit box. Once I added, you can observe here my hierarchy and a class of the object. Then flight number equal to window of flight reservation dot win edit of flight number dot get visible text. Then message box of flight number like this. If I run, the number I am going to get. So variable equal to parent object window of flight reservation dot win edit of flight number dot get visible text. Message box flight number like this. Now I given some scenario here. You try to understand. What is that? You read it. Create script to check correctness of output value for multiplication operation on calculate application. On calculate application, I want to check. So output is correctly giving or not when I perform the multiplication operation. So that means here my scenario, I want to check here multiplication functionality. That is a scenario. The scenario I want to automate. So how I can automate that scenario? So whenever you want to develop the automation script, first you should have the planning. Plan the test scenario, then only we can go for the automation test script to develop. You are not have the planning, you want to go for the developing automation script, is not possible. Now my plan is like this. My QTP need to open the calculate application first. Okay. So what it has to do? It has to open application. After open, it has to do some multiplication operation or not. Okay. Perform multiplication operation. Something here, some buttons, 9 multiplied with 5, click on equal to. Then read the value. Then read value from edit box. Read value from edit box. Then what has to do? Compare the value. Based on the status dash to say. Like this. This type of planning. Now these things we can automate or not. We'll see that. Do you know the function to open the application or not? What is the function to open the application? What? Activate. Activate is the operation to do like this. To open the application, invoke application or system ETL dot run. These are the two functions are there. Okay. So open application, invoke application, C drive, Windows, system 32, calc.exe to open the application. After that, what next? My plan to perform multiplication operation. So I need to write the script. So we know how to add the objects into the object repository. Go for the default object types, click on OK. Here names are clear. When I am going to work with Windows 7, names are not clear. I told that add one by one, or if you add all the objects, use lookup in repository. Suppose you want to write a script to click on C button. What is the corresponding object repository? You have to observe it. See. Maybe button 9 or button 3 it shows. So you have to write the script. Window character dot win button of button 3 or whatever name is there. That name you have to write. Okay. Now, OS is different. No, it is a Windows server. It is. We are working Windows 7. That's the reason. So updated, no, when updated calculator, properties are not defined. Updated calculator you have. My is older one. Window of calculator dot activate. Then I want to click on C button. Window of calculator dot win button of C dot click. Window of calculator dot win button of 9 dot click. Window of calculator. Do you know or not this script how to write? Son. So dot click. Then window of calculator dot win button of 5 dot click. Window of calculator dot win button of equal to dot click, like this. This is to perform the multiplication operation. After multiplication operation, it has to read the value from the edit box. If I want to read the value from this edit box, there is no name for this edit box. You observe that. I want to know that what is the name of the object which is in the object repository. Go to the view menu, again locate in repository, click on this edit box. What is the name is showing here? Edit is there. Only one edit box is there is no conflict. Otherwise, you can rename the object. Okay. Now, one variable x equal to window of calculator dot win edit of edit dot get visible text to read the value from the edit box. Then it has to compare. We know if condition, if x value is 45, then say that reporter dot report event space MSC pass multiplication functionality validation expected value generated, else reported dot report event MSC fail multiplication functionality validation wrong value generated. You can say like this. But here, let us see. Calculator I will close. If I run, this is the way complete scenario we are automating. Okay, what is the result? Pass. View, expand all. So all the steps, last multiply function validation. So expect value generated, status is pass. Like this. Now, already calculator available. Maybe I forgot to close this calculator. I am going to run my script. Then what will happen? See, observe that. Already calculator available. I forgot to close the calculator. When I run, again QTP is going to open another calculator. So on desktop, how many calculators are there now? How many are there? Calculators. Two calculator applications are there. Two are there, no? So now QTP has a problem here. When you said window calculator activate, this window it has to activate or this window it has to activate. Both have the same properties, same application, there is a problem. So it should not be like that. If already calculator available, QTP don't need to open, directly it has to do the multiplication operation. Not available, then only it has to open the calculator. Now calculator available or not, first you have to check. How do you check? What is the method we can use? Exist method we can use. Okay, exist method we have to use. Now what I can say here, if dialog of login calculator window it is sorry, window of calculator dot exist maximum 2 seconds. Now what is the meaning of that? Window exists, then you want to invoke. Is it right? Is it required to you? Already available, why we want to invoke application? If it is not available, then only it has to invoke the application. So we need to set the condition in the negative way we have to do not. If not exist calculator window, then invoke. If it is exist, it won't execute this one. Directly it will go for this portion of script. Not exist calculator, then only it has to invoke. If it is exist, directly perform the multiplication operation. Now, if I run it, already available, if I run, so there is no error messages, directly going to perform the operation. Okay, like this. If not available, if I run, two seconds, then going to open and perform the operation. The conditional statements, how we are going to use, like this. Same script I given here. But here we have some disadvantage here. When I go for the get visible text method, get items count and get content. Those are supported only Windows based applications. Those are not going to support the web based applications. Okay. Now I want to support the web based application, same validation I want to. For the purpose, you have the method called get RO property method, which are going to use get RO property method. So using this method, RO means runtime object. What is runtime object means? Objects which are available in application, those are called runtime objects. Runtime objects have the more properties. So how we know the runtime object, what are the properties are there? If I have this object is runtime object list box. Go to object spy, use object spy here, click this hand icon button, show that object, show the list of properties. So you want to read any one of the property value from your runtime object, we can go for the get RO property method. You can go for get RO property method. What is the syntax here? So variable equal to object class of object name dot get RO property of property name. Okay, like this. Now to find number of items in web list. So how we can find it? In this list box, I want to find number of items availability. Register Mercury Tools. Page also I am going to rename here. Register Mercury Tools. Okay. Now I want to find number of items available in the web list. So n equal to, what is the hierarchy? Browser of browser name dot page of page name dot web list here country dot get items get RO property. I want to find number of items, get RO property or property name. Which property name I need to use initially or beginner you don't know. Then you go for here, use object spy. Use object spy. Click on this hand icon button. Click on this list box. When you click on list box, showing that different properties. So my intention to find number of items availability. Is there any related property name here? What is there here? Items count is there. So I can say here items count, then message box of if I run it is 265 items are going to get. Number of items available. Now here to read name from web edit. I want to read value from web edit. That means here get visible text method not supporting web-based application. Now here I have some value, first name I given as Smith. This value I want to read. How we can read it? So I can add this name edit box information into the object repository. Then x equal to browser of browser name dot page of page name dot web edit of first name dot get RO property of. So here web-based application value you have to write. Windows-based application text we have to use. Message box of X. This one I want to execute. Place control here. Control F5. I'm going to get the value. Like this we can read the value from the web edit. Now same thing, if I want to read the value from this Windows based application, this value I want to read. How I can write the script for that? Using get a visible text you can write. Let us see. A equal to window of flight reservation dot win edit of name dot get visible text you can write message box of A. Then B equal to window flight reservation dot when edit of name dot get our property of text. Message box of Sima. Web-based application edit box is there. We can go for get visible text as well as get RO property you can use. A value showing that Kiran, B value also showing that Kiran. Different possibilities. Now, what my requirement here? I want to check after open a record, update order button I want to disable. I want to check this object is disabled or not. So how we can go for the script? First, to open a record. Then go to record. Activate flight reservation window. Select open order option. Activate open order. Sub window. Order number checkbox on. Enter any value here. Click on OK. Stop record. Okay. After that, what I want to read enabled property value of which object? Which object I want test here? Update order button. Now x equal to first add that object information to object repository. Update order button information to object repository. Window flight reservation dot win button of update order dot get arrow property of enabled. Now I want to do the validation here. If x value is true, then what has to say? So I am expecting false, but I want disable after open a record. So I will say false here. Any changes are made, then only update is required. Just to open a record, there is no changes. What is the need of update order but enable? I want disable after open a record. Reporter dot report event MSC pass property check object is disabled else reported dot report event MSC fail property check object is enabled. Okay, when it is failed, I want to take the snapshot of the delete order button. How we can go for that? Window flight reservation dot win button of update order dot capture bitmap. So del dot bmp temporary file I want to take, which I want to pass in the test result window. Del dot bmp. Okay, if I run my script here. Now true or false now. So update order but enable or disable is there? Enabled. What we are expecting actually disabled. Test is pass or fail? Fail. Manually you are saying that fail. Now how QTP is saying automation? Now go to the test result window, view, expand. What is saying fail or not? If I go property check, object is enabled. We are expecting disabled. And you got snapshot also you observe here. Update order button snapshot is there. Because I take only that object snapshot. Okay, like this. one more scenario here. What is that? Create script to verify total text field content with respect to tickets and the price from 1 to 10 order number records. So what is that? In this flight reservation application this time, I want to check 1 to 10 order numbers. This total text content is correct or not with respect to tickets and price. First I will create the script for one order number record. So how it is going to be? I will go for the first to open fifth order number record. I will go to record, basis script purpose, activate flight reservation window, select open on option file menu, activate open on sub window, order number checkbox on, enter value 5, click on OK. Stop record. After that, I will going to rename the flight reservation window. To read values. From where it has to read the values after open a record, which values you want to compare, you want to read these values. Tickets I want to read it. T equal to window of flight reservation dot win edit of. So before that, add that object's information also into the object repository. Tickets information I'm adding. Price information I'm adding. And total field information also I'm adding. These components. Okay. Dot win edit of tickets dot get our property of text price window of flight reservation dot win edit of price dot get a visible text also we can use, but better practice get our property text dot equal to window flight reservation dot win edit of total dot get our property of text. Like now to compare the value. Compare value. So what is that? Total equal to price multiplied T. Yes or no? That is the functionality here. The total text content always equal to multiplication of the ticket's price. Okay. Now suppose I give one here changing or not. The function is like this. Now use if condition. If then reported dot report event MIC pass calculation check test passed for order number what 5 else reported dot report event MIC failed calculation check test failed for order number 5 end if. Now if I run manually, observe my test is pass or fail here. So manually, if I 6 multiplied with 529.41 equal. This is same value is there or not? Same value is there. Test is passed here manually. Same thing I am doing automation by writing some program in QTP. If I run it, will I get the correct output or not from my QTP. I want to check. This dry run, my script is correct or not. I want to check. Once execution is completed, if I go for test result window, what is the status? Failed. Why it is failed? Everything is fine here, but it's showing the test is failed for. So why it is failed? The problem here. So data type problem we have. So if I see the values, I want to know that before going to compare, I want to debug the values. Right values are passing or not. I am debugging. I am doing here. I use a breakpoint. 1 second, I am going to run it. Now use the debug viewer. Is there variables? If you see, what is the value data type showing? String. How the values in P dollar is there? It also dollar is there. So that is the reason it shows test is failed. Now what I want to data type I want to say. Even though it is a dollar is there, consider it is a currency. For the CCUR conversion statement. String as a string you want to convert CSTR we have to use. As an int, C int we have to use. Now it is currency CCUR. Is also dollar is there. So you want to say it is a currency purpose. So you have to say CCUR. Then T is int. T is integer. C int. Like this. Now you observe that you got the right output on. Now it is okay. Now, what is my requirement? I want to execute like 1 to 10 order number records. Now this whole script I want to execute 10 times by passing the different order numbers. So I can say here for loop for I equal to 1 to 10. The order number also I need to give 1. Don't give the double quotes. I use. Here I want to display the number also here. Ampersand I also 5 will remove. Ampersand I am going to use. Now this is the automation meaning. Like this we are going to the scenarios. Like this. 10 times it is passed. View menu, expand all. So calculation check. Which order number passed? Calculation check. Which order number passed? Like this, to get the clarity, the test result window. Like this, we have to go for the Example here, I want to create a script like this. Write script to select given value in country web list. So the execution time, I am going to give the value. That value it has to select in the country web list. We go for object repository. Add this object information, the object repository. Register Mercury tools are there. I am making the RMT. Page name also I will rename as RMT. N equal to browser of browser name dot page of page name dot web list country dot get our property of items count. Now first what I want to do, I want to print all the items which are available in the country list book first. That program I want to write. So for I equal to 1 to n we have to give, not n minus 1. It's a web list 1 to n equal 1 it is going to take get item method. So x equal to browser of browser name dot page name dot web list of country dot get item of I, then print of x. So if I run, will I get all the items or not which are available in that list box? What of time it's taking? I want to go for a little bit fast execution. So tools options, go to run. So 500 is there. Let me take into the only 100 milliseconds of time, not more than that. Okay. What are the items are there? All the items we get. But that is not actual my scenario here. If I give India while execution time, my QTP has to select India in that drop down. Okay. Execution time, I want to give the value. How we can give that? We can go for the input box function we discussed. Dynamic data submission purpose, we can use input box function. So a lot of time it's taking. In the given only 100 milliseconds. Lot of values are there. Still I am not interested. I'll go for it real fast. Options run. I'll set this one 0 millisecond. But I want to get execution mark. I want to show that which step is executing. That's why 0. Instead of fast, I'm giving 0 here. I will get execution marker. That will be the advantage to me. It shows that which steps are executing or where iterations are going on, that idea are going to get when I have the execution marker. And that is the speed of the automation. All the items we got here. Okay, like this. Now, execution time I want to give my input here. So, my value equal to input box of enter any country name. That value it has to select. No need to print this time. No, now what it has to check. If X value matching with the my value, then browser name dot page name dot web list of country dot select, it has to do no select of my web. Now see, if I run it, this is in uppercase is there. India selected, but observe still execution going on or not? Execution like that is not required. So once India is there, it has to stop the execution. For that, exit for we have to use. For only one for loop is the exit for we are going to use. Now you observe here, if I give the India here, once selected India there, it will stop the execution. Now if I give other than India, suppose, maybe I give like that. See, values, everything is in uppercase, no, you can say like this. So lowercase, uppercase taking as the same here. So I can say that U case to convert given string into the uppercase. If I give maybe lowercase, okay, it will convert. Now, see, once you observe here, India I given, it converts into the uppercase. There is no issue here. India is going to. Now, what is the problem here? So here I converted. Here also I need to convert or not. Instead of doing 2 times U case, what I can do here? Here itself we can say. So even though you go low, it's going to convert to uppercase like this. Executed, stop. Now the problem is valid data. If I give no issues here, if I give some invalid data, A, B, C, D, I give. Now see the any output we are getting here. There is no output we are getting here. There is no output. How we can understand it? What the problem is? Now what I will do here? You should not say else here. If I use else means what will happen? 264 times says that object is not available. Else if we use to overcome that one, my var, and after finding number of count here, one variable I am going to take. So here status is the variable I am going to. I am going to assign the value as false. Okay. Now in this condition statement, before going to exit for what I am going to give, status value I want to change as true. If element given value is available, say convert that value as true. Now later all the iterations are completed, something that has displayed if the status value maybe it is false. What is the meaning of that? At this level, the variable have the false means this portion is not executed. That's the meaning, yes or no? This portion is not executed. Then only it is false, no? Status is false are given. If a given item is available, this portion going to execute. Now it is not executed means given item is not available. So now it is not changed. Status was still false is there. Say that my var ampersand item double quotes item is not available. I want to display like this. Understand here. You should not go for here if else you should not use. Because not one time comparison. 264 times you're going to compare. Now I'm going to use one variable status. If item is available, change the status value as true. If not available, so it is going to still false is there means say like this. Now if I run it, I give only like this ind. Ind item is not available. So like this. Now maybe if I give like this, let me change it. India I give. There is no issues. It converts into the uppercase available. It going to select and stop the execution. So this is the way how we can go for the specified item is not available. How the script we have to write. Specified item is available is simple to write. Select the value. There is no issues. Not available. How we can go. Okay. There's a class. So Mandel content.